Hey, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Journey of Me. Today I will be presenting you guys my new motorbike. This is the Yamaha XJ600 Diversion. It's a really good bike. I bought it for my next upcoming big trip through Europe, probably Spain, France, still figuring that out, and for everyday riding and commuting. And it has 61 horsepower and 53 Newton meters of torque. This bike is A2 restricted for use in Europe under the A2 license. It's a really good bike, and today I will show you guys what this thing is about. Due to its small power output, the A2 restriction shouldn't make much of a difference. This bike is known for its sporty character and still daily rideability, combined with a huge plus in reliability. The usability of this motorbike compensates for the 90s sport tour look of it. Speaking of this motorbike's looks, I first bought this bike due to my old bike breaking down due to engine failure. At first I was not really a huge fan of the looks, but now I saw that the looks can be really practical. For example, the huge windshield keeps a lot of wind off my chest and I can completely tuck in behind it. Also, the seating position is way more comfortable for my back and really great for me as a tall person, even though that my knees don't really fit well to the tank. I've got the bike for 500 bucks, which was a really good price. Those bikes are getting sold on the used market for 500 bucks to like 2,000 bucks, which is, I still got quite a good example of the bike. But over time I really started liking the bike because it's really usable. It has great torque over the rev range, and the gearing is really nice for the city. Even though that has some downsides, you don't get the feeling where you're just speeding up and looking down and all of a sudden realize, oh, I'm going pretty fast in third gear. So, but I still really enjoy the bike and it's really confidence inspiring. Also, it can be used in so many different ways. It's really good for going wherever you have to go, work or whatever, and it also has some other things it can do really well. For example, the Yamaha XJ can hold its own off-road quite well for a sports tourer. That's due to the can do it all tires. Also, it's a used motorbike, so you can kind of do what you like with it more. Also, the suspension sometimes feels a bit crude, but it's alright for the off-road sections, and also on the street, of course, really okay. In the city also really well, but it can feel sometimes crude. Also in the corners it sometimes causes the steering to wobble, which can be a bit scary, but for the price it's quite a good deal because it has the right mixture of sporty and relaxed. So in my opinion that's a huge plus and I can't really complain in that regard. Due to the motorcycle not having a temperature gauge and being air-cooled, being stuck in traffic can sometimes be a bit nerve-wracking because you don't know if you're overheating. But also due to the motorcycle being air-cooled, you have this typical air-cooled motor sound in the low revs for people who are into that. Also, as a beginner rider, I used to think that wide tires mean good handling. With this bike, it's kind of proved me wrong on that because it has a 13 centimeter wide tire in the rear and it handles really well. It allows for quite high corner speed and I tend to trust the tires quite well, which is really good. And all in all, I really like the bike and I'm looking forward to the motorcycle trip I will have with it. It will be a great bike for having a lot of kilometers and doing a big road trip. If you would like to see my big Europe trip with this motorcycle, like and subscribe to my YouTube channel.